Okay, so my name is Ashley Clark. If you don't know me, I'm a triple diamond on our team, and I just wanted to do this power hour tonight for the newbies to kind of go over our checklist because I know, like, as somebody who's new, you can kind of look at the checklist and it's like, well, why are we doing these things? Like, why does everything matter? Like, do I really have to add these people? Do I really have to, like, why am I commenting on all this stuff? So I'm going to give you tips and tricks for what I do for each of these tasks, and then also kind of explain their purpose, because everything that we do on our checklist, it's not just for busy work. Everything has a rhyme and a reason to it. So I just want you guys to kind of understand like all the different pieces to it. So I'm going to play some music as we go along, and then if you have questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. And then at the very end of this, we're not going to do every single task on the checklist tonight, but I am going to, the ones that we don't do, I am going to go over them, like posting. We're not going to do a post right now. And then 10 to 15 slides on our Instagram story. We're not going to do that obviously on here. And then self-development and journaling, we're not going to do on this tonight, but I will go over those at the end. And then I was also asked by a few leaders to kind of talk about going Ruby. So at the very end, if you stay on this, I'm going to kind of talk about going Ruby. So first, we're going to start by adding 20 friends on Facebook. I'm going to give this 5 minutes. I'm going to put a timer on. So the reason why we add people on Facebook is because this is your network. Think of it like a store. If you've only got like 200 friends on your Facebook, think of that as like 200 people maybe coming into your store in a week. But like, you know, if you've got 1,000 friends on your Facebook, your network is so much bigger. You're reaching more people. Those are now newer potentials that you have, and more people are seeing your posting. And so it's kind of like thinking like your store, instead of just having 2 people come into it in a week, it now has like 1,000 people coming into it in a week. And like, you know, what are the odds of people actually buying or joining your team when you've got way more people? So that's why it's super important that we're adding people. Some people get kind of like weird or uncomfortable about it. We're literally not adding like weird men. We're not adding anyone like creepy, awkward, anything that we wouldn't want on our page. You still have full control over what you have on your Facebook. Like there's sometimes I add people and then I see that they're posting really negative things or things that I just don't want to see on my social media, and I just go ahead and delete them, whatever. But I do make sure that when I'm adding people, I do kind of check out their page. So when I'm adding people, I simply kind of like scroll down my newsfeed, and I will go to, I make sure it's somebody that's not on our team. Do not, number one tip, like do not add from a friends list from somebody that is on our team. That is like grounds of like getting you kicked out of the team page, like a huge no. We don't tap into each other's networks. That's basically what you're doing. So I would go down my Facebook page and I'm going to find someone. Let me see. It's literally all of our team. Okay, so this one's kind of funny. Let me turn my light down. So basically, this one, it's kind of just like a toddler. He's kind of naked, but it's obviously a mom who is posting it. So since she is a mom and since it's kind of like a cute, funny photo, whatever, I would then click on the people who have liked the posting, because it's typically going to be other moms. And as a mom myself, I really relate to other moms. If you're not a mom, it's okay. You can still add moms. Like I have 19-year-olds on my team who aren't moms. I don't only add moms. You know, if you're a college student and you're going down your newsfeed and you see another girl who's a college student and she's got really good posting, typically she's going to have friends who also have really good posting. So adding from her friends group of people that you can relate to is another really good one. Another example is one of the girls, Heidi, on my team. She's 19. She's not a mom. She's really into animals and horses. And so like a good one for her is, you know, typically if somebody's really into horses, all their friends kind of do the same thing. Like, you know, they've got their friends from going to competitions or shows or what they might do. So that's like a really good network for her, because that's something that she can easily relate to these people with. So you're just going to simply go down your Facebook and you're going to find a photo, and then you're going to go onto their who kind of liked it. And I usually look for, like, for example, this girl, she liked the photo. She's got a good profile picture. It's her and her baby. I kind of scroll down her page really briefly. Like I can usually tell in like 2 seconds if somebody's selling something on their page or not, just because, you know, what they might have. Sometimes they tag themselves like working at Unique or Boss Babe or something like that. And I'm instantly like, no, I'm not going to add them. This girl's obviously not selling anything else and she seems like a pretty positive person, so I'm going to add her. It doesn't take that long. Like once you get that down, you just move pretty quickly through it. Another way that you can do it is you don't just have to go off of their photos and who's liking it. You can also go to their profile and you can click on their friends list, and then you can kind of work your way down their friends list too. When I'm adding from someone's friends list, I maybe add like 5 people on each person's friends list. I'm not going to go and like add like 70 people off of one person's friends list, because now that's kind of like weird, and now you've just got this huge like mutual like friends list. So I just kind of do like 5 per person. And that's how I do that. You want to make sure that you are not adding out of the people you may know section. I know that so many times when people start this and they haven't been told that yet, like somehow they just haven't like heard that yet, you end up adding people in the people you may know section, and then it's going to be people that are either on our team or that are in a different MLM, or that are, you know, some kind of like fitness personal trainer or something else, somebody who's already in some other type of business, and you don't want your page to be flooded with that. So make sure that you're not adding from the people you may know section. So I'm going to play music for a few minutes now. All for the gram. It's just love the gram. Roxanne, all she wanna do is party all night. Goddamn, Roxanne, but love me, but it's alright. She think I'm an asshole. She think I'm a player. She can bring it back, but money was a bill. Roxanne, all she wanna do is party all night. Let her let her party in the hillside. She just wanna do it for the real, yeah. Shorty thought, she don't wait in lines if it's too long. She don't got the whip unless the roof fall. Only when it's far when you got shot. Only think the deep in the outside. She's from Malibu, Malibu. If you ain't got a foreign, then she laugh too. Malibu, Malibu. Spending daddy's money with an attitude. Roxanne, Roxanne. All she wanna do is party all night. Roxanne, nothing but love me, but it's alright. She think I'm an asshole. She think I'm a player. Running back, Roxanne, Roxanne. All she wanna do is party all night. In LA, yeah, got no brakes, yeah. Living fast, Ricky Bobby, shaking face, yeah. To the J, yeah. To the late, yeah. Like the Jason, she wanna date, yeah. Trading no food, rose food. Dirty money like cocaine and Whole Foods. Been snapping on the grandma's going crazy. Now she wanna fuck me in the phone and go like, hey, Malibu, Malibu. If you ain't got a foreign, then she laughs. Malibu, Malibu. Spending daddy's money with an attitude. Roxanne, Roxanne. She wanna do is party all night. Roxanne. Okay, you can keep adding. But okay, wait. So Laura, yeah, your question is really confusing. She said if we add people that we have no mutual friends with, and then on the people you may know list, it's from people you added that you didn't know. So you're basically asking if we add people that we don't have any mutual friends list, and then on the people you may know section, it ends up being like their friends that are popping up, like if you can add from there. I would honestly, like, I just don't even pay attention to that whole section, because I just never know whether it's going to be a mutual, because Facebook sometimes doesn't always show you the correct mutual friends that you have. So I still just don't even touch like that people you may know section at all. So just really just ignore that section. Okay, so we're gonna move on, but you also, it's super important if you're newer, and you know, sometimes people when they're starting out, they have, you know, 200 friends, 500 friends, whatever it may be. If your friends list is on the lower side, you really want to focus in on adding people. You know, maybe do add 20 people. You know, we just did that so quickly, just add 20 people like 2 to 3 times a day. Because you really want to bring up your network and your friends list. It's super important. And sometimes people are going to message you like, hey, do I know you? I don't even pay attention to those, so don't worry about people that ask that. I'm just like, stop asking me that. You're being weird right now. You're making this awkward. I delete the message and I just move on. So the next thing that we're going to do now is we're going to follow 40 on Instagram. I want to say that Instagram, I don't know if it's changed, but it used to cap out at 40 per hour that you could follow. So even if you're following after that 40 mark, then you're actually just like not even really following anything. In a way that I keep track of that, is I'll explain this at the end too. This is actually how I do my daily checklist. I break it all down. I actually put it into one of the comments on our push group that we're doing right now. But if you're not in it, I'll break this down for you later. I do it in increments of 5 so I can keep up with that. But how you're gonna add people on Instagram is you can either do it the same way where, you know, you are going down your news feed and, you know, you've got a girl with a good photo, she's super cute, and then you're just gonna kind of go down like who likes her photos, look for people with good profile photos. I don't follow people who have Snapchat filters as their profile picture. I don't follow that. I don't follow people who have really dark photos. You want to also stay away from blogger world. Okay, don't start following bloggers because then you're going to get into this whole world of bloggers, and you just want to like stay out of that really because they're already working on building their income by getting like sponsored and like paid from like by doing ads and stuff like that for brands. So just stay out of blogger world. And so like this girl, her page is private, but I can see that she's got 582 followers, following about 1,300. She's mom, medical, positive vibes only. I can typically tell if somebody's selling something and like in an MLM or anything like that from their bio. You never want to put boss babe or it works or anything like that in your bio. But if they've got that in their bio, I don't follow them. If they have that their page is, you know, a blogger or just for fun, those kind of things, like the personal blog kind of page, like business pages, I don't follow them. But that's basically how I just go down and just simply like follow people that look super fun and like positive. Like her posting's not bad. Like if they've got really bad posting, I don't follow them. But that's just what I do. Why does it? Oh, somebody said, why do I seriously have 781 mail friend requests? I have no idea about that. But okay, I'm gonna play some music. No, I'm not. Okay, sit here and follow people. I'm actually gonna explain something else. So another way to find people, if you're not just adding from your newsfeed, is that you can actually hit the search bar at the bottom of your Instagram page. And then up at the search bar, so, you know, if you're a college student, I'm going to try to hit it from like all the different ways. So if you're a college student, then, you know, you can type in other universities or other colleges where you're going to really relate to college students. If you are a mom, one thing that I like to do is I like to type in places where moms are going to take their kids, like zoos. Like around here, we have the Point Defiance Zoo. We have the Seattle Aquarium. You know, you can think of pumpkin patches that are around your house or places where you go and get Santa photos taken, things like that. So if I was to type in, I'll do the zoo that's here. 1 second. Point Defiance Zoo. Zoo and Aquarium. So you're gonna type in the place and then hit places, and it'll pop up, and then it'll show you top and then recent. Don't do top because that's gonna be like professional like photography pages or bloggers or like Instagram like influencer kind of people. So go to recent. And then it's going to bring up photos that people that tag themselves there. And I usually look for, sorry about that. I usually look for, I'll click on a photo that has, you know, like a family or kids or something like that. And then I make sure it's a woman and not a man because I focus on women. And then I will just hit to follow them. So that's a good way if you're trying to find people that are around you, or if you're trying to focus on following people that aren't in your state and you want to, you know, focus, like I could do like the San Diego Zoo if I wanted to focus on California or something like that. So that's a good way to branch out and get followers from all over the place, and not just only like your little town that you're in. Another thing to do is if you have less than 1,000 followers, you should have your page on private because people are really weird and they actually pay attention to like the number of people who are following you. And I actually just had one of my girls do this the other day. She had a business page. She's following like 500. She has about 100 something followers. And I told her to switch it to private because people can't see your page. They can't like prejudge anything. And she said that after she did that, she actually started getting more follow requests back to her. So if your following is under 1,000, I would go ahead and make sure that your page is private just for that reason until you're building your following up. We'll do that for like another minute and then we're gonna move on. All you wanna do is party all night. niggas all real. I ride his dick in some big tall hills, big fat necks, big orange hills, run up with big ball wheels, quote that shit. Sorry, these songs are not edited. Okay, we're gonna move on. So after that, now we're gonna work on commenting on 30 posts. If you're working Facebook, just comment on Facebook. If you're working Instagram, comment on Instagram. I do both, so I'm gonna do 15 on Facebook, 15 on Instagram. When you are commenting, I know Jericho would appreciate Post Malone. When you are commenting, you wanna make sure that you're using 4 to 6 plus sentences. Don't just scroll down and be like, cute, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, oh my gosh. Like, try to, as I'm scrolling, if I have nothing to say like right then and there, then I just simply, if I'm on Instagram, I just simply tap it and I like it and I just keep moving on. But if it's something, okay, this is Brittany's photo, but if it's something that I could comment on, it could be like, oh my gosh, your daughter's so adorable. Where did you get her outfit? Like, where do you go shopping? Like, I can comment something super quick and easy that it didn't take me like 10 minutes to come up with, but it's not that I'm just doing like one word. It's like they might even reply to me. The reason why we comment on people's posts and we interact on their posts is, for one, the more that you're interacting with them, the more that they're going to interact with you, and the more that you're going to show up on their newsfeed, because Instagram and Facebook are going to realize that you guys are, kind of have that little social media connection. So you're going to show up more. Two, they're going to start to get a feel for you that they like you. Okay, people buy into you before they buy into the products in the business. So it's so important to be you and be genuine and genuine. I can't speak tonight. Genuine, and also just start creating those small connections. And it doesn't mean that just because they comment back, like now you're going to spend the next 20 minutes like commenting back and forth to each other. It's just simple things. Like usually I just like, I'll like their reply back to me, or I might reply back to them one more time. So we're going to do that for the next 10 minutes. I said I would never get this high. Think that we don't see who you are. Laughing to the bank like ha. I said I'm just talking too much blah. So where did y'all go? I'm a shit broke, good even by strokes. Your mama needs tickets too much petty. She love it when she hear me on the radio. I know it's hard to swallow. No, tell me that you can't get over me. Now you got my life, I'm totally fine. Friends are like I enemies. Used to keep them close, now they enemy. Money and the show, my tendencies. Enemies, yeah, so sad. Sometimes they let me down. Sometimes they let me down. Friends are like I enemies, yeah, so sad. What's my enemy? Let's go. I need better energy. When I told you fuck you thought I was playing, huh? Yeah. But I made this shit litter. She wanted to buy, but I told her fuck that. No, let you survive. Take the coach and I'm alone. I got to know my partner. And they lose like a cold nigga high. But shake them all out. If a nigga go I told them like so a nigga I don't really need it. That's what I'm gonna pay. He can make checks. We broke like that. I know you think I ain't see it. And I know you bitch, you gotta call them if you want to buy your bitch a little brief. Fuck on the camera. You can probably leave friends like call them if you leave. And I'm a victim in the bag. Throw them in the bag. I can bitch a believer. Most of niggas are deceiving and friends are like I enemies. Used to keep them close, now they dead to me. Money tend to show all the tendencies. Enemies, yeah, so sad. Sometimes, every time they let me down. Sometimes, every time they let me down. Friends are like I enemies, yeah, so sad. It's too late to turn the channel around. You held me down and you wanted me to drown. It's too late to turn the channel around. So don't try to tell me that it's fucking loud. Friends are like I enemies. Used to keep them close, now they dead to me. Money tend to show all the tendencies. Enemies, yeah, so sad. Sometimes, every time they let me go. Sometimes, every time they let me go. Friends are like I enemies.
Trips that you plan for the next whole week. It's too long for a nigga so cheap. Being flex OD, sex OD. You got it, girl, you got it. You got it, girl, you got it. Pretty little thing, you got a nigga, now you ballin'. You just took it off the line, no mileage. They hitting you to get looking violent. Off your body, come around and out of Thailand. 17, nobody. You stay low, but you know what the fight is. Ain't never let you know it being modest. I can ship it on you, cause you know you poppin', yeah. You got it, girl, you got it. You got it, girl, you got it. Little baby in the back, in the Birkin. Don't know the back, but the work is. Tossing all the love amount to be a birthday. Baby girl, you got it, girl, you got it, girl. You got it, girl, you got it, girl. No, ain't no games, ain't no games. Around me, right, let's play. I know you got the same damn thing. Let's all take this baby, you got it, girl, you got it. You got it, girl, you got it. You're the only one I'm trying to make love to. Chicken and Tuesday. They ain't really love you. Running game Tuesday. All your stupid exes ain't gon' call again. Tell them that a real nigga stepping in. Don't let them niggas try you. Test your patience. Tell them that it's over. Ain't no debate. All you need is me playing on your playlist. You ain't gotta be frustrated. I know, ain't no games. Ain't no games. Around me, right, let's play. I know you got the same damn thing. Let's all take this beat with you. Got it, girl, you got it. You got it, girl, you got it. Play no games. Freaky. I learned a lot from you. I couldn't teach you. You a little hot girl. You a little sweet. Sweet. Sweet like Billy. Sweet like peach. I can tell you crazy. She couldn't intrigue me. Seen it on the red. Trying to see that shit in greedy. I know I did on mine cause I'm home free. Just a lot of time to try and dream. See how you did home, so please take it easy. With the hell on your side, I ain't saying that you need me. See, it's not good, but I ain't trying to get peachy. See how you did home, but please take it easy. I know it ain't no thing, it ain't no thing. I know it ain't no thing, it ain't no thing. Shit, but we more. Like next time he a kitchen shit. Gave you DLC, you want the creepy shit. Poured out my whole heart to a piece of shit. Man, I thought you would've learned less. Out, like pictures, I recutting text. This is time and I get the message. Folks gotta have this certain questions. Keep the contact with certain nexus. Who you know? yours. I hope you get what you're dying for. Care for me. Do you know what you're doing? Feeling that you're hurting and bruising. You gon' get the whole world for this sick with the girl that you're losing. Care for me. Yeah, it's not a threat, it's a warning. Care for me. Yeah, heart is like a package, fragile, wanting. Care for me. Care for me. Oh, if you let me care for me, care for me. Oh, you better take me care for me, care for me. Yeah. I was here before all of this. Guess you acting out now, you got an audience. Come break my mind, there's a potential supportive. You know how to watch you lose me, spook me, misfortunate nigga. Tell me, it's last got you just go up in your head. Doing some kind of bitch up in your bag. She don't even know your middle name. Why does she might know your tank? You don't want someone who love you with that. I got shots all the pain, disrespect. You nothing like the nigga I met. Crazy and you crazy.
Okay, so we're gonna stop interacting. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna send 20 relationship messages. You can do this by, like, my favorite way to do this and how it's like super easy is honestly just replying to people's stories on either Facebook or Instagram. Another way that I do it is if they post, say that they post about, like, you know, going on vacation somewhere and it's somewhere I want to go, I might just like message them like, hey, how was Disneyland? I've been thinking about taking my daughters there. And that's like, building a relationship message is just kind of messaging someone when it has nothing to do with the products or the business whatsoever. And you might just simply ask them a question. It doesn't mean that you're going to sit here and, like, you know, we're going to send 20 messages to people, but it doesn't mean that you're going to sit here and try to keep up with 20 conversations for like the next, like the rest of the night or anything like that. Like, it could be something so simple and quick. And like I said, the other way is that we are going to reply to people's stories. So just like I do with, like, if I don't have anything to say, like, off the top of my head on somebody's story, then I just quickly like switch to somebody else, a new story. I basically just will go through stories until I've like got something that's like super easy. Like, I think this is Lonnie's, yeah, but I might just be like, oh my gosh, this looks delicious, like, what did you make? Like, give me the recipe, you know, something like that. Or if it's something funny that they did or their kid did, I just might be like, haha, this is hilarious. But again, you want to kind of stick with the whole, like, you know, 4 to 6 plus words when you're doing it, just so it's like like, instead of just being haha, oh my gosh, we're not just going to do like emoji like reactions that you can do to stories. You're actually just going to say something back to it. And this also is just building relationships, like I said, just like with commenting and stuff like that. It just, they start to pay more attention to you because they start to get a feel for who you are, and you start to pop up in their newsfeed even more as well. Sorry. So we are going to do that we're going to give that 10 minutes. We're going to send 20 relationship messages. If you have more questions on that, just put it in the chat because somebody else might even have more questions on it. So don't be afraid to ask if you need like more clarity on anything.
Oh shit, you live in the canyon. How big is your mansion? Fresh out of school, now you working and focus on fashion. Pretty girl, and you let go. Got time, but you got goals. Hey baby, waste your time with me in California. Hey baby, waste your time with me in California. La 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 la, yeah, I met her at a 1-0. La la la, we at the same house party. La 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 la, if you wanna waste time, baby, waste your time with me in California. Hey baby, waste your time with me in California. Oh shit, you born in the Hamptons, I heard that's expensive. Damn, and you famous on Insta, your pictures are blessing. I think you could be a centerfold. No need for the money, no. Hey baby, waste your time with me in California. Hey baby, waste your time with me in California. Same house. If you wanna waste time, baby, waste your time with me, California. Baby, waste your time with me, California. I'm a California, N-I-G-G-S. Fuck with me, girl, I look like this. My grass is greener, girl. Without no snakes, the mother niggas full of gangs, but it's not no prank. Just fuck it with your man, it's the right time. You throwing money at the shit, but it's the right vibe. I come alive at nighttime. She said, oh, you really wanna do the fuck? I feel like fine. I like it on top, it's a line. So you like it in your mouth like wine. I run the city, go fuck with a problem. I want you with the code to your iPhone. Straight player. Friends said, don't fuck with me straight. Hey, bitches, I'm very, very really was his time. But you need a ball player, that's a bum. California.
Yeah. I'm on a roll with you. So protective with my soul with you. Is your GPS even on with you? Matter of fact, I don't even care where you've been. That I see all of me. That here is the property. Feel like both like property. Collecting like Monopoly. Like properly. On come, there's not a fee. And if they try, come stop me. I swear, go find dichotomy. I'm in I'm so fucking lost in 2020. When you hit the ball, then you really got in. And we hit the bag, make it limitless. Wins for the win. Baby, on a roll with you. So protective with my soul with you. So keep your skin on with you. I don't even care where you've been. Papa's get off me. I hear what the fuck me. Bring me closer, properly. Like Monopoly. Like properly. On some business out of me. It's big like from south of me. Show them my discography. I like women and men. So fucking much in 2020. Do it straight for life. If I baby my head. Even though we gave up the 90%. I'm going back. I'm on a roll with you. I'm protective with my soul with you. Is your GPS even on with you? Matter of fact, I don't even care where you've been. Hell no, I don't even care where you've been. Hell no. I don't even care. Remember when we made a fucking album off that clicker? And that bitch track my uncle, so shout out to every feature. This been building up, I guess it's friendship like on Geeko. I'm so thankful for in my business. You make me who believe this? What the fuck? She just so happy that the numbers on the Monday. Only think about Saturday and Sunday. I love every way you're trying to see her. She didn't know how to use it with cleaner. I seen her in a suit for my birthday. I can tell you the reason these niggas thirsty. Love I'ma get it in, I'm on the worst day. Now I'ma get it in, she said the school and the gym into a work day. I'm sprung, she got me doing the dishes. Tell a nigga down when the clip was to an extension. You so bad, you so vicious. I'm so glad that you not his chick. She wanted a nigga, ain't got the right ones. I wanted a back, she looking like fun. Look at me, baby, it's been a night.
say I'm strong, I can let you go without me. Shawty got me. Waiting on the woman trying to stop me. It can't be nobody if it's not me. I'm from the same spot that you dropped me. I can let you go without me. Shawty got me. Waiting on the woman trying to stop me. It can't be nobody if it's not me. I'm from the same spot that you dropped me. You. You tell me, baby, that's from you. Yeah, I'm not me, baby, I'm a handle. I like a pussy, baby, I'm a boss, you. I'm starting this focus. Oh, you did it. Oh, did you? I already know what it takes to get into you. Oh, bring it back. She put that pussy on me, she know how to make it clap, make it clap, make it clap. I had them better section, how you up in that boat. And have them fellas coming out of that boat.
Okay, we're gonna call it that. Next we are going to, 1 second. Okay, so next we're gonna reach out to 10 people about the business. I like to do this in 2 main ways. Let me grab my notes real fast because I'm gonna give you guys my messages that I use. Okay, so let me, sorry if I'm looking at the screen weird, I'm reading stuff. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing, sorry. Okay, this makes more sense. Okay, so you wanna make sure that you are messaging people when they're liking your business posting, because posting is not asking, okay? Like you can't just simply like throw up your posts or, you know, put a poll on Instagram or things like that and expect people to always come to you about it, because half the time they're not going to. Even if you try to be inspiring at the end and you try to say like, you know, I've got positions open, or, you know, you're trying to like do a call to action is what we call it, where you are kind of like trying to encourage somebody to reach out to you or join your team or something, whatever it may be that you're kind of talking about. They're not always going to message you, even if you say message me on the post. They might simply just like the post, and they might not even like the post or comment on it at all. And then you're gonna like one day start randomly getting people who message you and they're like, hey, I've been watching you for a while, and you're like, whoa, never knew you even like knew I existed. But it is important to message people who are liking your business posting, because like I said, posting is not asking, so you always want to, you know, just kind of get the conversation started and get that seed planted, whether or not they did want more information about the business or anything like that. You just always want to like reach out, because you'll be surprised how many people say like, yeah, I've been watching you, or yeah, I'm kind of interested, I don't really know what you do, like things like that. So I like to say, hey girl, I noticed you've been liking some of my posts about what I do for work lately, and I didn't want to go without asking, are you just being sweet and supportive, or are you interested in bringing in some income from home? Either way, thanks for the love. That is like super not pushy at all. Save that and use that. That's what I use every time. It's in the chat. But that gives them the option to either, you know, they can say if they're just being supportive, they might just tell me that. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. Like it means so much to me. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't get like upset about it. And then sometimes they might just be liking your post just because they think the photo is cute, or something like that, and they didn't actually read what you wrote. But now you're kind of bringing in like, hey, were you interested in making some extra income from home? And now they're like, wait, shoot, yeah, I could use some extra income. Like, and that might spark their interest, or they're gonna say that, yeah, they've been interested. So it's always gonna be like one of those three. So we're going to go ahead and send that out. And then also, if you're, I know this is more for newbies, so if you're super new right now and you have nobody to message right now, then what you're going to do is, another way that I like to reach out to people about the business is I just like to go and look at who's been watching my story on whether it's Instagram or on Facebook. And I will send this. I put it in the chat again so you can save it. It says, hey, I see you watching my stories and I didn't want to go without asking. I'm so sure you probably get this all the freaking time, but I think your pictures are the cutest and you make so much money in the business I'm a part of. Have you ever thought about it? Not sure if you could use the extra income or not. I adjust this kind of like accordingly. Like if the person doesn't post a lot, like say it's more of a person on Facebook who does a little bit more of like meme sharing kind of stuff, then I'm not going to say your pictures are the cutest. I might just like take that part out and just be like, I feel like, or I think you'd make so much money in the business I'm a part of, or I might compliment them on something else. I kind of just switch it up if I need to. And yeah, that's mainly what I say. And again, they're either going to like ignore me and I don't care, or they're going to reply to me. They're going to be like, yes. And I'm going to be like, cool. And then I'm going to start talking talking to them about the business, or now I've at least planted a seed and they're going to start paying attention to what I'm talking about on my posting. So we're going to go ahead and send 10 out, and I'm just going to give that like 5 minutes because that's a pretty quick task when it's only 10.
Front doors open up like the back doors. I've been locked, rich enough. Didn't get my bitch in the live again. You need on the beats and love. Are you picking up? Are you picking up? She said the same thing, nasty. Spin it up. Hurry this one up and then I hit some. Really big fun, big fan, hot dog. Let us get hard back when we get told. Baby, on the next song. I feel like the broken I need. I ain't know what I'm trying to like. Nobody beside me. Sex like the coffee. I feel like the broken I need. I ain't know what I'm trying to like. It can be nobody beside me. Sex like the coffee. Tell me, baby, I'm on you. So sexy to me, sexy to me. Give a damn when you ask me. I be flying till you taste me. You sexy, make me wanna get messy. Make me wanna give it to you all day, all night. You in the broad light, get the cam, won't catch me. You sexy, so good you get me. Got me doing things I never do. And it's true. He's gone, he's gone. The better of somebody's gone. I'd rather be alone tonight. You can say I love you through the phone tonight. Really don't wanna be in the phone tonight. I just feel my presence if they want tonight. Think you're better off here all alone tonight. You don't think you know what I can hold tonight. Think that you're on the phone tonight. Even if I miss you, I can hold tonight. Yeah, just tell me, baby, I can really miss you. With you, when I miss you, it'll change the way I kiss you. Baby, you know time about it's beneficial. It's like the name of the first you'll be. A-S-A, get up, yes, us, yes, us, yes, I'm a star, space, yes, us, yes, us, yes, us, get up, yes, us, yes, us, yes, I'm a star, space, yes, us, yes, us, yes, us, all night. We have to let it if you stay tonight. I just keep on moving my face tonight. It ain't nothing wrong with saying I need beside. Don't you leave. I would already run you the family. Since I've been here, it's all of me. I'll be my eyes and shine. Sun is a frost and I breathe. I can feel the truth. We're true. I'm the truth. Change the way I feel so. Baby, you know time about it's beneficial. It's like the name of the first you'll be. A-S-A, get up, yes, 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 I'm a star, space, yes, 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 get up, yes, 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 I'm a star, space, yes, 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 you don't wanna leave me, but I'm trying to find this better. Keep me in your heart, but in your mind, you're like the end. You don't wanna leave me, but I'm trying
Okay. So we're going to stop with that. Next, we are going to ask people to host post for us. Sorry, I'll get back to you in the comment in just a minute, Tina. But what we're going to do is, let me grab the messages. So when it's this late at night, because I know that like on the West Coast right now, it's about to be 8, and then on the East Coast right now, that means like 11. So it's late. So if I'm doing, like I'm trying to send out messages for host posts late at night, then I don't actually reply back to them after I've asked them this question because, and I actually like to do this as my nighttime power hour. I actually like to ask a lot of people to host post for me at night. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do on my host post, or my power hour in the morning is I'm going to have all these people that are ready to post for me in the morning. Because, you know, host post will feel like the largest portion of your day. It's going to be like getting the posts up and like talking to people. So I love to actually on my YouTube, I have like a nighttime power hour that I did, like a lead one. If you go find my YouTube, you can watch that one. And I do post at night where I ask them and then I don't reply to them. And then in the morning, I'll send you the messages that you're going to say back to them in the morning, because you're going to wake up to a bunch of people ready to post for you in the morning. You're going to get that done and you're going to feel so accomplished in like 10 minutes. So we are sending, hey, XX, obviously you're going to put their name right there. I'm pushing for a huge promotion this month for my family and I was just wondering if you would love to help me out by putting a simple post on your page. It would mean the world to us. I can even get you a free entry into my giveaway for a weight loss pack. Oh, I have spell errors in there, but that I am doing this week. Is that cool? If you are not in the giveaway drawing for all the host post like drawings that we're doing for the giveaways, this I'm not making any sense right now, sorry guys. If you're not a part of the giveaways, like you haven't put your money in the pot, do not offer that because you don't actually get to put any entries in unless you've been added to that page for it. So if not, get with your upline, figure out how to get yourself into the entry the giveaway, because doing it this way is so much fun. So if you're not in the giveaway, what you can do tonight is before we started doing these super like fun like big giveaways is we would offer samples of products. Like you'd basically be like, hey, how would you feel about getting a post up on your wall for the day? If I get a customer or two off of your post, I'd love to send you some free samples to try. And then, you know, if like they didn't get samples just for posting, but they'd get samples if we got customers off of their posting, and then you just kind of like send out a little like, you know, green sample, something small in the mail with like a thank you card. And now we do it with these giveaways, and the giveaways are so much fun because it brings people to you. People are excited to post for you, and then it's cheaper for you because you're just doing like the $5 to $7. I think this round is $7. And you get a post about it, which makes it super fun. And then you're also not having to go to the post office and send out a bunch of free samples. So it's kind of like a win-win-win, and it's just really fun. So if you're not in that, get with your up on whoever enrolled you and get yourself into that because we're about to get that started. So we don't have a graphic yet. I think we're about to go live with it in a second. So what you're going to do when you are getting these people, when they are posting for you, I'm just going to make a list for my people. And then when we get the giveaway up, I'm just going to get their names entered into it. So you're going to send out that tonight. And then, like I said, like when people start replying to you, even if you're online right now and you're sitting there like messaging people and you're like, oh my God, I'm like, they could see them online and I'm not replying to them. Like, don't worry, it's okay. I don't even like message them back until the first thing in the morning. So they'll say something like, you know, like, yeah, sure. They might ask a question, but usually they just say like, sure, or yeah, whatever. And then what you're going to say, oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to message. I didn't explain how you're going to message. Sorry. You're going to go to your Messenger app, and then you're actually going to click on the little button down here. And this is where it's going to be, those are all the people that are live right now. And you're just going to kind of like work through it. Don't send anyone a message, obviously, if they are a distributor or anything like that. But you're just going to kind of like message people that are on right now and ask them that. But when you're able to post, oh, you can switch to not active when you're sending out messages. That's what Nicole just said. But when we're able to post about it, you're going to have people commenting on the post and coming to you, which makes it even more fun. So you're going to send that, and then Okay, so after in the morning, since you're not getting them up tonight, because I'd rather get the post up in the morning where more people are going to see the post that they're sharing for you. In the morning, this is what I'm going to send everyone. It just says, perfect. All you have to do is put this post on your page, and once it's up, let me know. Don't worry about tagging me. I'm going to save the post, and I will get the rest, and I will do the rest of the work. So you can either do the coffee host post, the ThermoFed X host post, cleanse, hair, skin, nails. I think that's about like what most people are doing right now. I'm not going to make this a whole full-on training on host post. So if you don't have a host post to use, get with the person who enrolled you tonight and be like, hey, I'm doing host post. What is a host post that I could do? Have them tag you. I have a video on our team page that explains how I stay organized with what I do on my with my entries and my people, and how like just how I stay organized really. Stacia's got a video. We have lots of files that go through the posts that you can use, and then also like the full like conversation that you can use, and you just put it in your own words and like, you know, make it personal to you. But we have everything laid out. So once you get like host post down, you just take off with it. So if you have further questions than that, just kind of get with the person who enrolled you and have them explain which post to give them tomorrow morning. And then once they have put the post up for me, then I just send them a quick little message like this. It just says, oh, that says thank you. It says, thank you. Getting your name in now. The giveaway is going to be live on Facebook. Good luck. And then that's kind of like where I leave it at. I don't know when this drawing is going to be live, or else I would tell them like live on Sunday night, live on Monday night, whichever night it is. But just go ahead and save those messages. So we're going to go ahead, and all we're simply doing is asking people the first question. We're not replying back to them. And then in the morning, you're going to do the next steps to get the posts up super quick. So we're just going to do this for the next 7 minutes. Actually, we're going to do it for like 3, because then I'm going to go over all the other tasks for the last, like the end of the hour. And these are really easy to send out. So we're just going to give this like 3 minutes.
Give me some verb, I ain't talking now. You wanna ride in the 6, you wanna die in the 6. When I leave for a kiss, you said I'll probably send you some pics. And I'm like, hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I don't want that rude love. Hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I don't want that rude love.
Also, I just wanted to say, like, do not, like, again, just to like reiterate, like, don't worry about the messages that are coming in right now. Because if I like to go through and I like to ask everyone, and I don't care when people start replying to me until I'm done asking all my people that I want to ask, because then you can kind of like, you'll get lost, and then you'll start being on different sections of the conversation with like a million different people. And for me, I just get confused. So I like to stay on like, okay, right now I'm asking everyone. Okay, now I'm going to give everyone the post. Okay, now I've got my posting up. So just stay like within like step 1, do this, step 2, do that. So just don't worry about the messages that are coming in, because you'll get distracted and you'll just kind of get all over the place with it.
send you some pics. I'm like, hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I want that cruise love. Hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I want that cruise love. I even got you take on my feelings and I even got you. I take on my feelings and I even got you. Take on my feelings and I even got you. I take on my feelings.
Okay, 1 second. Did anyone else's screen just change too? Okay, that was super weird. Maybe it's just, okay, it might have just been my laptop. Okay, it's just my laptop. I thought that somebody else was like screen recording like on my Zoom, and I was like, what is happening right now? Okay, so we're gonna stop with that. If you've got more to do, then just do it after this. So to end all of this, obviously we still have tasks to go over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about like what to do for the other ones. So the other tasks for your daily task list is obviously posting on Facebook daily and Instagram daily. One thing that I want to say is super important is that you don't want to post something on Facebook and then like have the same caption and then post that same photo right then and there on Instagram at the same time and have the same caption. Like for an example, yesterday I had posted, it's a business post, but I had posted this photo of my girls and I on my Facebook, and I just kind of talked about the business, and then I did post that photo on Instagram at the same time. I ended up waiting, and I posted it on Instagram today. I found out recently that it's super important that when for Facebook and Instagram, you don't want to be posting the same thing at the same time because you want to be having different conversations with different people. And if you're constantly posting the same thing, it's like if somebody follows you on Instagram, they're less likely to interact on it on Facebook just because they've already seen it, or they kind of see you like dumping it from Instagram over to Facebook kind of a thing. So they're just not as interested. So it's important to like post different things on your Facebook and your Instagram. So like yesterday I posted on my Facebook that business post, and then today that was able to be my business post on Instagram. So you're kind of just like flip-flopping. It's not complicated. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And then another thing is you don't want to have your Facebook and Instagram connected where when you do post on your Instagram, it shares over onto your Facebook. So make sure that that's connected. But you can, if you're a business profile, you can't share your story from Instagram to Facebook. Like for me, I have mine as a personal blog. I have to save my story on Instagram and then I go over and I post it on my Facebook story. But if you're just a regular Instagram, you can have it connected where when you share stuff on your story, it also shares over to your Facebook story. So that's different. You can share from story to story, but just make sure that you're not like posting on Instagram and it's not sharing over to Facebook like where it says that you posted it on Instagram. Another thing is that you want to make sure that you are posting daily. It's super important. Your posting needs to be like 70% of you and who you are and your lifestyle posting, and then the other 30 mix is a mix of business and product. Like I said, like people buy into us, not just the business and the product. So it's really important to show people who you are. Okay, so next thing is that you want to update your potential customer and potential distributor list every single day. When I first joined, I just simply did that on like, I just had like a PDT and PLC like notebook that I would just write that in. Now I have everything on my clipboards because I just have this little like office space. So I have like potential customer and potential distributor list. And I actually had made these and I put them into the files on our team page. So if you want something like this where it's already like everything's listed out, you can go ahead and go and get that printed from there. It's in the files tab. I like to do their name, which platform I got them off of, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. And then if it's a customer, I like to talk about the products that they wanted and what their goals were, just so I can like remind myself. So I do that. If you have been really bad about keeping these lists are everything, because like say that we end up having a BOGO sale on our TFX on the fat burners, then you can go down your list and literally see every single customer that is interested in the fat or the ThermoFight X. And you can then message them about the BOGO. So keeping track of your potentials is so good for follow-up, so good for when we have BOGOs or sales or random things come up. Same with potential distributors. If you haven't been keeping track of them very good, don't freak out. What you're gonna do is you can go to your Messenger app, and then in the search bar up top, oh, that's me. search bar up top. Let's say, so when I'm talking about ThermoFedX, I call them fat burners. So all I would do is I would type in fat burners at the top in the search bar on my messenger. And then I just hit search in messages. This is going to be everyone that I have said the word fat burners in the conversation, which means that these are all potential TFX customers or a pack with ThermoFedX, like Triple Threat or something like that. You can type in cleanse, like say that you talk to people about the cleanse, anything that you've talked to them about, you can type in cleanse, you can hit the search button, and then these are all going to be cleanse customers. You can do the same thing with the business. When I'm talking about the business, in my first message of me talking about like, you know, what I do, I work from home or it works, yeah, whatever I say, I can't think of it right now, like off the top of my head, but I know that I say the word commissions in my first message about what I do. So I could type in commissions into that section. Wait, I just spelled it wrong. I could type in commissions. I can spell it. Okay. Commissions, I can search. Okay, I'm not doing it correctly right now, but basically you can type in commissions and you can find all your PDTs and then you can get them onto your list. So just try to stay very organized because you're gonna start talking to so many people that you're gonna forget that you've spoken to someone about the business or products and things like that. So make sure that you're doing that every single day. And then obviously for Instagram slides, you wanna be doing 8 to 15 daily. You can talk about products, business, and you basically just kind of like blog throughout your day, like going to Target, doing a Target trip, or what you're making for dinner, or you know what you're having for lunch at work, or just anything that you're doing, going to the gym, things like that. Just like it's just kind of like minute by minute. People love to watch like minute by minute things that we're doing or that other people are doing. It's just weird. Like we love to watch what people are doing. And stories is such a huge part of Instagram. I think it's almost more important than posting. So you want to make sure that you're just starting to be, you know, like blogging throughout your day on your Instagram stories. And then another one is going to be self-development and journaling, affirmations, all that stuff. Self-development is so easy. You listen to it in the shower, when you're doing your makeup, doing your hair, when you're driving. I used to listen to videos, like motivational videos on YouTube at night as I'm falling asleep and like just falling asleep to that positive like energy and all that good stuff. Journaling, I don't think there's really a set time during the day that you journal. I don't have a set time during the day. I honestly journal when I feel good. So if I'm like in the morning and in a bad mood, I'm not going to make myself journal because it's the morning time and I'm in a bad mood, so I'm not going to do it. One of my favorite things to do is like, I don't think that you only have to journal once a day. For me, say that I sign a distributor and you get that pumped up feeling, okay? Every time that you send a customer, you're like, hell yeah, got a customer. Heck yeah, like let's go. So I journal right after that, and then I talk about like more customers coming in, or if I've just signed a distributor, I talk about how I'm an enrolling machine and just like all these like things about more customers coming in, because I love to journal when I'm just in that really, really, really good, excited like mood. And if you need more info on journaling, Katie's got journaling videos and stuff like that on her YouTube that you can watch to get more info and more training on that. So those are other things that you want to do. This is what I like to do. So if you can either print the checklist that's on our page. If you're in the push right now, we already have like the ones that you can mark off in the posting that just kind of has like, you know, you just kind of vote on it or whatever, the polls daily. But I still like to write mine out because I like to take this wherever I go. Like if I'm driving, if I'm going to my parents' house, if I'm like taking the kids to do whatever, I still like to take this and I simply just like break everything down. Like how I was saying, you know, when you're following 40 people, I break it down into increments so I can just like mark it off. I can post a photo of it into the team page if you guys want that. It's super simple, but it helps me to stay accountable, see what exactly I still need to have done. And then I also put my products of like what products I use daily on it. So then I am not forgetting to take my hair, skin up, nail vitamins. I'm not forgetting to do Confianza, hydrate, whatever I'm doing. Okay, so there's that. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording now. That's basically the entire checklist.